Matt's there. Are you ready?
They have a pug called...
I am now.
Okay, lovely. Welcome to the Fragments. This is a D&D campaign I play with my friends. These are my friends. When we last saw our lovely group of people, they'd come back to a devastated Esterland that had been sacked by a group of Kuatoa mounted on giant slugs called Seirulin. And they had defeated these creatures who were trying to attack the barricaded-in villagers inside the Guppy's Eye Tavern. They defeated the creatures with a range of spells, also blowing out the windows of the Guppy's Eye, and then finally kind of rescuing. And then they spent some time speaking to the healer of the town and getting some potions arranged to be brewed, which by now will be probably brewed. And we're going to say that you have collected those guys. So you have you got it, Jax, the full list of what
I've put the ones that I had, and I took the overstock that we did get for the Luxith and thingy.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 healing potions for Killian, 1 for Serial, and a water breathing for each.
Okay, so I need to put...
Oh, and 1 for a set for Charlie as well.
Yeah, so I put a healing...
1 healing, 1 water breathing.
And then we've got 2 extra water breathing and 2 extra healing. 1 extra healing, I think it was.
I'm going to put a healing...
Yeah, 1 healing potion, 2 water breathing potions as overstock.
Water breathing, Charlie... potion of water breathing. Okay. They are now in his equipment. Lovely. Have you got those on yours?
Just what was it?
Potion of healing and potion of water breathing.
So Killian had 2.
2 potions of healing.
Sarah had 1, Charlie had 1, and a potion of water breathing each.
Yeah. Do you remember how to...
You've got the stock of what we've got, like...
I've got the extra ones.
Oh look, I'm more efficient than I thought I was. I've already written it down.
Yeah, potion of healing, add.
I've got a portion of healing superior and a portion of healing.
Yeah, you got a superior with what on your list?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a regular healing. These are.
They're like 2d4 plus 2 ones. They're common one.
Have you got one already in your
inventory? Yeah.
Potion of water breathing.
The potion of water breathing. That's the other one. Yeah.
Okay, and then what else was
That's it.
And a
potion of healing and a potion of water breathing.
2 potions of healing and 1 potion of water
Oh,
breathing.
you've got 2 potions of healing, yeah, because you wanted a couple more.
Yeah, because we can't
heal.
Yeah,
just in case. Okay. Yeah. So you Jackson was working away in the forge, hammering onto the ends of old oars and onto the ends of old bits of fencing and creating some sort of basic martial weapon, sort of fighting weapons that the villagers could defend themselves with if they were to be further attacked by these swarms of Kuatoa, or anything worse, like their priestess or spell or whatever it was that Serial saw when she was as a frog down below. And you have armoured up the village. They're looking a bit more brave now. And you have finished a rest and you have stayed on the boat. You all wake upon the boat to hear the sort of lapping of the waves against the edge of the boat as you're kind of sort of wedged in the harbour. Can everyone make a perception check, please?
Perception. 14.
Okay.
One of these days I'm going to learn where all these things are.
John knows.
24. I'm on fire. I'm
You
looking good.
Cereal, you hear, but the others don't. You hear, but the others don't. The sound of raised voices.
Where from?
Well, you're in your sleeping quarters in the boat, so you are inside. You hear them from outside of this floor. They don't appear to be in this deck of the boat.
Okay. Guys, I can hear something going on up above us. I think we better arm ourselves and go and see what's happening.
Oh, okay.
You're still half asleep, Jackson.
Well, I was. I will get up. I will, pick up a big hammer and wander upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to. I was about to get my trident, but I haven't got a trident in this game, so I won't get that.
No, you don't.
I will get a weapon and arm myself, and I think I will suggest that we go up stealthily.
Okay. Cool. So in that case, make a stealth check, please.
I trip over my own feet. 5.
Okay. You
I doubled that. I got 10.
maybe
Hey, high five. So I got 10 too.
so, with some amount of noise and sound, you maybe not as quietly as you would have liked, begin to climb the ladder that takes you, the set of stairs that takes you up and round. Maybe you're a bit asleep still from and there is a cry as you start coming up the stairs. Here they come! Here they come! I can hear them! They're coming up the stairs there! Get them out here! Get them out here!
We recognise the voice.
You don't recognise the voice.
Okay.
I'm just going to step out.
Yeah, well, when we've not got the element of surprise anymore because we're not queens of stealth. So I think we just raise our heads with our weapons and come out on the deck.
You see on deck there's Grench Strongfist on deck, sort of gesticulating rudely off the side of the boat, and you hear the noise coming from the dock that's sort of, if you were looking at the map of Esterland, the sort of the kind of L shape that comes across where Killian found the saltfish.
Head towards the side of the boat.
There is a crowd of people now fully armed with the weapons that you've made, that are fishermen, young boys, angry housewives, widows, shouting and gesticulating at them, going, "There's one of them! Yeah, he's the one. He's the one who went out there and what disturbed them fish people."
Yeah.
We've got an angry mob that are not too happy with us, even though we gave them weapons. As in my ethereal nature as cereal, I go to the others. I think we might need to try and calm the situation slightly. So you guys wait here. I'm going to go down and try and speak to them.
You sure?
You sure?
At the moment, you can see that Grench has removed the gangplank that goes down to the harbour, so that they even you're close, but there's a good sort of 2-3 foot changing gap as the boat bobs and stuff like this in the kind of reef waters, and like the gentle ebb and flow of the water in a kind of enclosed harbour space.
Okay, so the boat's not actually attached to the harbour at the moment.
I turn round like I'm about to walk back down where I came from, and then I quickly turn, run and jump.
Okay, what, jump off into the crowd?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a it's going to be acrobatics then to get off of the jump and get off
So
the boat.
much for my
Acrobatics
trying
or
to be,
athletics because you're kind of doing a running jump. I'll let you
So
do
what?
whichever you think you've got the best stat in, athletics or acrobatics.
5?
And
that was for the
all in the water.
but that is a natural one.
Yeah, I know.
So,
That's what I'm saying.
um,
That's with a +4.
you run and you jump, but as you jump, your tail has been misjudged in this this arc, and you begin to tumble. Your tail catches on the edge of the decking, the sort of railing. Make a sleight of hand check for me.
Okay. 19.
You artfully, though your tail caught and caused your arc to change, you hook your tail on to the edge of the boat. You are now hanging upside down between the boat and an angry mob with your face facing the boat.
Can I just like maneuvering my tail, turn myself round?
Yeah, I think you can do that, kind of like twist yourself around. So
Because
now
my tail is kind of like that shape at the end. So I'm assuming like one of the points is like hooked on.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
So I could kind of like
you've just twisted.
twist
It's like turning your ankle basically.
Yeah.
So you now twisted yourself round. You're hanging upside down on the boat, and then you're faced with an angry mob of.
And I'd turn around and go, "Sorry, what's the problem?"
You lot, you're the one that made this happen. Look, Henriette's husband's gone, old Bob. And Cornish Daniel, he's got no leg now. He's had to replace it with a spear. You see Cornish Daniel kind of not really with the mob, but at the back walking, and he's like got part of a harpoon for the bottom half of his leg.
Okay.
Seems to be doing all right.
I try and ignore the fact that Killian is hanging upside down facing the mob.
Hold on, I'm going to continue with this conversation first.
Okay.
He seems to be doing all right.
He's all right. He's got one bloody leg, and lots of people are now like orphans and widows. It's unacceptable. We think you caused all this. We think you brought it down. Everything was going fine. First you go along and you kill our priest.
He was a monster.
We only have you and a tentacle to prove that.
You can have the tentacle if you like.
I do not want that thing. That wherever you found that is not right.
That was part of the priest. Carry on.
I don't think we need to carry on.
Well, if you don't, shut up and listen then.
All right.
Serial?
What have you got to say for yourself?
No, come into anything. Okay.
I just like kind of angle myself and just look at you two like, well, are you gonna come and help? Like, I've got them to shut up now. It's all yours.
Yeah, they were quite taken aback by this strange athletic display that they think you now meant to do, just to get their attention.
It's like Sarah Jackson kind of.
You were always good people of Esterland. You were always going to struggle in the situation you were in. And the fish people were always going to take advantage, taking more and more, making you poorer and poorer. Things were never going to get any better. You had a corrupt priest within your midst, and we took that person away from you, and we have spent a lot of our time and have suffered greatly to try and rid you of the fish people and the shark's head people. I know they have not all gone. I know there is still battles to be fought, but we have now got the potions and supplies we need to do the next battle. And we will attack those people, those fish people and the sharkhead people again. And we will succeed. And then you will be able to rebuild your town bigger and better than it was before.
Make a
Persuasion?
Yeah, we're going to say a persuasion check. Yeah, definitely.
Persuasion or performance? I don't know which one.
Whichever you've got the better stat, because that was quite a performance. I like that. You were sort of orating that, like, you know, like a proper politician. Really.
9.
They are quiet for a moment, and their voices kind of, they mutter amongst themselves for a little while, and then they kind of, yeah, but they killed Miriam's wife. They killed his husband, and their voices rise up again, and they start brandishing their weapons again and saying, "It's your fault! It's your fault! You did it!"
I can continue and try and persuade them some more. Or somebody else can have another go.
I think Killian might be able to do something in this role, in something of,
because of that.
Yeah. So if you look in something like your in your skills,
Yeah.
I think you might have something that you might be able to. Yeah, and
Yeah. I forgot about that. I forgot that's quite high.
Are you thinking breath weapon? You know, you can get everyone on the dock.
Not quite.
Okay. So from your upside down state,
Can I just? I can't actually bellow it right now because of this. But can I just bellow enough?
Okay, yeah, enough comes from Killian, and they go still.
Right. Can I kind of try and flip myself over and land in front of them?
You can make that athletics check again, or acrobatics check.
Because the blood's kind of getting to my head a bit.
Okay, yeah.
So acrobatics or athletics?
Whichever one you wish to do.
Okay.
Oh, natural 20. So you do.
Yay!
You flip elegantly. You pull yourself up like a kind of spring with the tail, and then that action kind of lets you kind of flip your legs under you, and you kind of land on the harbour.
Right. You know when this is like an Avengers reference here, but you know when Captain America kind of like jumps off of motorbikes and he like crouches down and then stands up, and it's that pose. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Yeah. So there is now this crowd confronted by a white dragonborn, still brandishing like vicious looking pikes and stuff that Jackson has craftily forged.
So I just start walking towards them, not saying a word, but just glaring at every single one of them. And then it's like there's somebody with like what are they called?
Cornish Daniel.
Yeah, what's he got in his leg?
He's got a harpoon.
Harpoon. There's one of like someone with something like that, and I just push it away with my finger.
Okay.
And just so I was glaring at them all, and I don't even say a word until I get to the back of them.
Okay.
So like they're all watching me like, oh sugar lumps. That's all right. Oh yeah, it's just another crack. It's fine. My phone is so broken, it's unbelievable. But you know when like the crowd just parts and somebody walks through.
Well, as you reach the front of them, I'll make you make that check.
What check?
An intimidation check for them to part.
Okay, that's the one that's quite high, isn't it? Yeah. 19.
They do. They stand back in silence and they part, and you walk through.
And when I get to the back of them, are they all then like eyes on me?
They're all looking your way, yeah, like kind of almost like a royal guard, but not quite, because they're not pointing them above you; they're pointing them at you.
Yeah. But it's like at that point, I signal to like Jax and Sarah. It's like their attentions are like I give you the look of like, well, are you coming down or not? Because it's like I'm kind of their attention's on me now. So if you're coming down quickly, kind of thing, like come help.
At the moment, make a insight check.
Who, me?
You, yeah.
Okay. Once I stop dying, you mean? And so, oh god, this is so rubbish.
She's got another natural 20. You now realise that these guys are scared, certainly of you,
Right.
but you're not sure if they're scared of Jackson, Charlie, or Serial.
Right. Okay.
So you're going to have to talk to them of some sort. Yeah.
Didn't you say you had some sort of way of dealing with them?
This is what we're doing here, yeah. Trying to
'Cause
intimidate
my
them.
intimidation is +5.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've got a 20 and then a 19, so I'm doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say.
So you've just walked through. You've said enough. Walk through them, parted them. Now you want to try and protect your friends. Is the aim here?
Okay.
You know, you've got to.
I didn't really, you know me. I didn't really think that far ahead.
I'm surprised you didn't just go and lick one of the.
Just grab their face and just lick.
You sniff with your dragonborn nostrils and you smell fear on them.
Okay. Oh, you know I'm rubbish at this sort of thing though. Does anybody else want to have their go while I'm thinking?
No, you're right. I've done a big speech, and they weren't even remotely like interested. They only got a 9.
It was just pure dice rolls. So
Yeah. And the thing is, it's not even like I'm going, oh yeah, I got a 20 when I got a 2, because our dice rolling tray is right in front of Pete. So
Yeah.
you can clearly see what I'm getting. Jax, want to do something while I'm thinking?
So are they completely fixated on Killian?
They're looking. They're all looking towards Killian as he's just marched through their ranks.
How much of a gap is there at the on the dock end?
Between you and the dock, between the boat and the dock.
So between the dock and the first people in the crowd that have just turned towards Killian.
There's probably about another sort of 5 foot. So there's a 5 foot space on the actual dock. Then probably a 5 foot gap between you and the boat that varies in size as it rocks in the water. So about 10 foot.
Okay. What are you actually thinking of doing with those weapons I made for you? Are you really considering threatening me with my own weapons?
One of them turns around and says, well, yeah, they're good weapons.
But you really want to threaten me with my own weapons?
We just wanted... We're really upset, okay?
And I understand that. It's not how we envisage this happening. But we made a deal with your foreman to get rid of the fish people. We killed the shark-headed thing, which is what he wanted. It may have stirred up the hornet's nest, and we have supplies, and we're trying to deal with the rest of it. They're not just attacking you. They're going for the ice bridge as well, you know. Apparently they're heading off to the capital.
They are.
Apparently so. So, you know, you could well be left to their own devices now. You know, they have bigger and sort of richer targets. we
Have bigger fish.
tried to make amends by sort of equipping you and helping protect you and sort of set you up with some defenses in the time that we have here. What do you want of us?
Well, we were going to get one of your heads, hopefully.
And
But
do what with it?
can
When
you
he
make
says
it?
that, can I just growl under my breath?
Yeah, you growl, but as you do it like that, kind of
Icy mist
comes out of
my
your nostrils, and the ones that were looking at you were looking at you are now kind of backing away. Kind of the crowd becomes a tighter back. Can you make a persuasion check, Jax, please?
I need
Okay.
to drink my throat this evening.
14.
Okay. They
Oh, wait, no, I read that wrong. It's not a plus, it's a minus. So 12.
12. You actually still beat their wisdom on that. So you say that message to them, and they kind of look at each other, and they realize that the weapons in their hands are the ones that you spent several days forging for them. They look at the blades and they look around, and with the knowledge that they didn't know about what the dying man had said to you, that they're going for the capital, they're going for the ice bridge rather. They kind of rescind. They drop their weapons and say that we're just scared people. We're afraid of them. We're afraid of this guy. And we're just frightened. We're just so scared, and we've lost so much.
This guy
Okay.
could be
Can I make a suggestion?
We're
We go
listening.
to the inn, I'll buy everyone a beer, and we can explain what's happening and what we're doing.
At which point I'm like I'm like taking lead. I'm just turn around. I'm like going to the inn. Let's go.
Yeah. Then at this point, the crowd kind of, at the offer of ale and drinks, they all sort of nod at each other, and the young boys in the group going, "Yeah, we'll come for a drink," and then they get cuffed around the back of the head by the dads and said, "You ain't bloody drinking, young man. Get back to the house. Go and start scaling them fish." And the boys are sent back to the harbour to start working on the day's gutting and stuff. And there is now like a sort of Pied Piper of Hamlet, but with a good 15-foot distance of Killian marching towards the Guppy's Eye, and this crowd of people behind. Jackson and Serial, it's up to you. You're gonna follow them, and
I will get back. I will get off the boat.
Yeah, we're gonna put the gangplank back out so we can get down onto the harbour.
And then you hear it from behind you.
Oh, Charlie's woken up. I say hello.
Can I still see the boat from where
You're
I
too
am?
far away. You're like.
Can I just bellow, Charlie? Booze!
Has the fog gone?
The fog has rescinded. You didn't find the source of what that was at the time. You'll make your merry way to the Guppy's Eye and explain the plan going forward. There's some merriment happening, some glasses raised, and some tears shed, and some hugs and thanks exchanged in the Guppy's Eye as the day draws in and the night draws in. On the morn that the caravan is due to arrive, you wake at early dawn and you see the normal comings and goings of Esterland, even though a more diminished sort of this hustle and bustle, and a lot more of the younger lads have now taken up their dad's roles and in the boats and going out and sailing out still, because they need to make a living. So, but each of them holds proudly one of the spears that Jackson has begifted them, and rides out with a little bit more courage in their hearts. The caravan begins coming into town. There are carts drawn by horse, and free riders as well, sort of hooded and caped people. You think these are mostly going to be sort of outriders in the group, like sort of riding ahead of the main pack, just checking for danger, that sort of thing. And after about an hour or so, these carts are unpacked and the stalls are laid out. There are one with sort of spices and herbs and things, like bundles of sage and things like that upon it, and some of the rarer spices, bright oranges and reds, and fragrant smelling.
Jax will point that one out to Killian and say, you might want to try licking them. They'll at least taste nice.
This is, which one did you touch? Yellow or orange?
The
Or
red one.
The red is has a smoky sort of taste, aromatic that rises up your nose, sweet as well.
Paprika!
Smoked paprika! I knew what one it was going to be. As soon as you said it's a smoke taste, I was like, I know that because that's the favourite one we use.
The stalls are all set up, and then there are a number of horses tied up at the far end, closer to where Devel's is, and there's more horses than there are riders at that point.
Okay. A quick look around before we
Yeah, of course you
add
can.
any
Really
business.
do what you like. So there's the herb and spice stall. There is like a tinkerer with like pots and pans and things like that. Finer than what could be crafted in the forge, you think, here in Esterland itself. They're slightly more ornate around the edges, and just more finely crafted. So the forks and things that he sells are delicate, thin, long, pronged things. Unlike the kind of like sort of near spoons with spikes on the end that you've been accustomed to in Esterland itself. There is another stall that is selling some sort of not your base veg. It's selling things like red coloured stuff and bright coloured stuff like peppers and things like that. So not your sort of basic turnip swede type stuff, and cabbages, which would probably be grown nearby. You think they would have access to these quite readily, as most places have a small farmstead. And then at the end, you just see this sort of collection of carts and stuff. So it's not a big thing. I'm sorry. No, there is one more. I forgot that. There is one laid out. It's doing the least trade. But it's fish, but salt fish.
Okay. Does there seem to be sort of a master merchant or a sort of a leader of this market? Or
there is a guy at the far end in a sort of red cape with gold filigree on the bottom. He doesn't take part in any of the selling. But he leans against a cart smoking a pipe.
Okay.
Weren't we going to get some horses from this caravan?
Yes, we were going to get a horse and a cart and 2 horses, but the guy that's doing that has run off to Drosk, and I doubt we're ever going to see that again. So you can ask him and see if he made any arrangements with him, or if anything.
Yeah. So I'm going to approach the main guy that you just described. Pete, we can only see your shoulder, by the way.
Oh, sorry, I'm being a bit sorry.
I'm taking up most of the sofa as well. I'm like, my sofa.
Yeah, I've got exactly half your face now.
Yeah, it's quite weird.
Sorry, I'll turn it.
Yeah,
that's better.
Okay.
So I go up to the main merchant and say, "Excuse me, fine sir.
Yeah.
We were promised by a gentleman in Esterland
Master.
to procure some items. You haven't by perchance had a pre-order for some a caravan and some horses, have you?
What do you think these are?
Sorry.
What do you think these are?
Ah, are these for us?
They're for the harbour master.
Ah, excellent. That's that. Yes, he ordered them for on our behalf. Has the payment been made?
He paid the payment is awaiting from him, but I haven't been down to see him yet.
Ah, we have a small problem.
A problem?
Yes.
I don't like
gentleman
problems
in
much.
question has had to flee because there was a big battle in Esterland a couple of days ago, and he has disappeared. We don't know where he's gone.
No idea at all.
We do know, don't we? But I can't remember.
Going to the capital to tell them about the attack or to warn the capital.
He what's happened is because we had the Esterland had an attack by some the fish people who live in a reef just off the land from here, and because they've attacked and ransacked the village, he's gone to the capital to warn them basically before the fish people get to them. He just doesn't want any more suffering. The people of Esterland have suffered a great deal at the hands of these fish people. We are trying to help, but we're only a few, and this is taking us a while to rid the continent of these horrible people.
He looks at you in the eyes, takes a puff on this draw on this pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Kuatawa. Yeah. We saw some of them. We saw quite a lot of them. We camped at Shadow's Look in the caves on the edge of the cliff there. Tied up the horses a little way back and took shelter from the wind and rain and the dark. We looked out at the sea as those caves give you a pretty good perspective looking towards the south there. And it was just a lapping of waves in the caverns below, in the little crevices that the jagged rocks that come up from down below. And then there was a sound like a great waterfall had suddenly been unleashed, and it was spilling at great speed, like so loud, a roaring, but that was no water falling. It was a water rising up. We looked out, and in the moonlight, rising up from the sea, there was a great crest of water, and on the top of it, there was a figure, a green-skinned figure, riding on the wave, like it looked like the very sea was holding her in the palm of her hand, like she was the great figurehead of a ship or something. And in her wake surged many scaled, damp things, including what we can make out was those goggled-eyed Kuatoa. We're due to Drosk with more dried fish for the markets. Some of the rarer varieties that you can't catch on the north of Frohast. We get here, and some whale meat and things like that is quite prized by as delicacies in Drosk. You say he's gone to Drosk? I know where he'll go in Drosk. I can find him there. If your words are true, I'll let you take these horses in the cart for now. Where are you headed?
South, is it
To
south?
the ice bridge.
No, it's Southport or Southgate or something like that. Isn't it?
Southgate's the
Southgate, yeah.
Southgate at the head of the ice bridge.
Mhm.
My name's Sol. You find your brother, my brother, Jens, and leave these horses with him there. He's not in Southgate proper, but there's a small stables outside called Southways. It's attached to an inn. He normally frequents there, cares for the horses, looks after my carts when I'm not travelling.
That's very kind of you, sir, and very trusting. We accept your offer.
Very well.
I'm going to sort of tap Sarah on the shoulder and sort of, huddle a bit.
Mm.
We're supposed to keep the horses in the cart, right? Part of the payment for the submarine. I appreciate the loan, and it's great, and we can get where we need to faster.
Well, hopefully, once the harbour master has caught up with Sol,
Yes.
was caught up with Sol.
And his brother is Jens. And
Yeah, I've got Jones's.
it's Southways.
Yeah, hopefully when the harbour master has caught up with Sol at Southways.
No, he's going to Drosk.
To Drosk, sorry, when he is caught up with him at Drosk, he will explain the situation. And
I'm just thinking that, he's going to get paid for his horses when he catches up with the harbour master. We're about to give the horses back to his brother in Southways. They're going to be way apart.
They're going to be 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, mostly 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks travel.
how is this guy going to know that we are we are good on? He's good about getting his money.
Yeah. Pete, as a question, as an Outlander person that knows about sort of the lands and geography and all that sort of stuff, how do you cross? What sort of transport do you use to cross the ice bridge? Do you go across in horses and carts and things, or do you walk it, or
there's no? It's no good horses and carts. The ice is too slippy for the wheels to grip on. It'd be sled.
Okay.
Drawn by dogs.
So it's not going to be any good for us anyway.
So we can leave it there and sort of pick it up on the way back when he's heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I explained to Sol. So we did have a deal with the harbour master to keep these horses and carts, but I understand he's not here to explain that and to give you payment. So we will accept your offer of the loan of the horses for now and do what you agreed and drop the horses with your brother Jen at the at Southways before we head on to Southgate to cross the ice bridge. But please, can you, when we return, hopefully you would have had a chance to speak to the harbour master and he was being able to give you payment, and then hopefully once you've received your payment we can then keep the horses on our return. Does that sound like a deal to you?
I've heard the stories of the townsfolk here. A lot of them were very dear to my heart, the ones that passed away. Only visiting here, but they're very warm, welcoming people, normally the people of Esterland. I'll give you the horses till then, and I'll give you a writ And what it says inside is going to be a note to Jens saying to hold the horses till I have word. He won't sell them on and won't sell your cart on. He'll hold them there for you until you return, unless I contact him before saying payment has been forfeit.
That seems fair.
Very well. These are yours. There's 2 horses, non-mounted.
Riding horses and the
Yeah.
cart horses.
2 on the cart, 2 riding horses, and a quite well appointed cart. You haven't looked inside.
Okay, and you're heading on to Dross.
Yes, I'm heading to Drosk. They especially like this whale blubber. Can't stand it myself, but they have it like in like little scoops in a bowl, like shaped like balls. I don't understand it.
Does it taste anything like plesiosaur?
It tastes like rancid butter mixed with rotten fish.
Doesn't sound appealing.
No.
Not to me, but they lap it up there. I get a good payment for it.
So we need to pass on a message to people of Dross through him.
The Harbour Master already taking a message there, and Luxeth and Dante are already on their way there. They're probably already there by now.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
There'd be about Dante and there'd be about it's about a week from where you are.
So
Yeah, they're about halfway probably between Travel and Drosk. But the other guys are probably closer. The you don't know where they've gone.
And we don't know when they left either, do we?
But they basically had a day's head start on Dante and Luxeth.
Mm-hmm.
At least.
But they were if they're in the submarine, as you suspect.
They've gone round by water rather than by land.
Yeah. Okay. So
How far are they by water? Is it about the same time?
what?
Well, you don't know the top speed of the submarine, so you've not experienced that.
Drosk's inland. They have to dock and then travel.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Does anyone want to get anything off the boat? Are we going to take the wolves with us?
Yes.
What, the direwolves?
The
Um,
and the wolf. Yes.
Then I suggest we start getting our stuff and get underway to Southgate.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything on the actual caravan itself that we need. We've got supplies, we've got weapons.
Okay.
I will have a sort of a look in the back of the cart wagony
I was going
thing.
to say, have we checked it over yet? Just to see if there is anything in there.
Okay, make a investigation check of the cart jacks.
An investigation check.
Yes, please.
I rolled a whopping 6 and I don't have any pluses, so 6.
It's definitely a cart.
Can I have a look?
You may.
I've got a bit of a higher investigation.
You
mean
walk
like
over and do that classic kick the wheel thing. Yeah, it's a cart.
It's that nod as well, like, yeah.
15.
But it's where Jax kicks the wheel and breaks one of the spokes.
Yeah.
15. The horses look well maintained. They look pretty well groomed. They're not the best, but they're not the worst horses that you've seen.
Wait, are these horses going to be able to handle me and Jax?
Those 2 riding horses that look far more sturdy.
That's
These look for the ones on the cart. I look for pulling and sort of pulling a large weight, like they're used to transporting lots of stock. The 2 out horses are big. they'd be good for riding. They're not sort of ones. They're not like hill climbers. They're built for the road. Definitely.
Okay. Because that's what I was just worrying about. I was like, oh no, are these horses even going to be able to handle?
Yeah, they look like they
Julian
could pull it.
Jackson?
They could pull a good weight. The inside of the car, the top of it is a canvas sort of affair, stretched over curved beams.
We've got a cowboy cart wagon.
Pretty much like a cowboy wagon, it's like that. But there are, apart from that's the top. The ends are actually wooden, solid wood. So you've got this kind of removable canvas top, and then the two ends are wood. The back door is just a simple latch. At the front, there is a viewing window where you can see out the front of the cart. It's got two square panels like that, so you could speak to the driver.
What about the back? Is the back solid or?
The back door? The back door has another like little viewing. It's almost like a mirror, but that one has is part of a door system.
So that's when you get in and out, right? Okay.
And the front is a little window that can be opened inwards, and it's got two. It's not got any glass. They're just wooden holes. They're just part of the masonry sort of thing. They're just wooden holes. There's no glass in them. They're not that fancy. Inside the back, there are two benches that run either side. There's room for stowing some stuff underneath. Make a insight check, Serial, as you're in here. Yeah, we'll say insight. You're being insightful.
15 again.
You don't think there's room for putting a cage. There's no cage for a start. There is going to be not a lot of room for a dire wolf and a wolf in this space.
So we haven't got room for the dire wolf. Do we think our boat is going to be safe with our motley crew and the dire wolf and the wolf?
We're letting them go.
I'm thinking you let them go and let them be dire wolfy and go and
That's what I
not
just
training them. Not training them. They're currently cooped up. They're gonna suffer, and no one's actually sort of caring for them properly. So I reckon we just, lead them out of town and let them go.
Yeah.
So you'd need to return to the boat to do that if you wish to.
Well, yeah, I'm assuming we've got to go back and pick up our stuff and collect our bits.
Really? I thought they were like, we could talk to them like.
Later on, when you get message. Message and speak with animals maybe at the same time. Okay.
That would be very strange.
Okay, so
is there? So you've basically told us everything we need to know about the caravan. There isn't anywhere else we can investigate in the caravan.
It's a shell at the moment. It's for you to use and populate. There was no sort of other specification you don't think given. No sort of requests of reinforcements or.
No, I mean I don't mean the actual caravan that we've got to use. I mean the whole lot of it.
No, it's a very basic trade caravan that just stops off at Esterland to give them some of the produce that they can't find or farm nearby.
Mm-hmm. But we do know now that the priestess came inland with them and rode the wave into the land.
No, he described it as kind of going past him as they were on the cliff edge. There was a wave of.
Which way was that going? That was going towards the bridge.
Yeah, that would be travelling as he was looking at left to right, so in actual direction east to west.
Yeah. Okay.
So towards the ice bridge.
Yes, indeed. And they were perched up high on the cliff face at the Shadows Look.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone know that place?
I can't think what. I mean, I don't remember seeing anything marked on the map. For that.
Can I ask him for sort of a clarification of where that actually is?
Yeah.
What is it? Days travel along the coast, a couple of days.
It's about a day if you ride fast from here.
Because we've mounted now, we should be there in 2 days. I'm right in thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about your halfway mark.
Okay. Is there anything we need to look out for to find this place? Because that's probably going to be where we're going to be camping.
You'll see quite an obvious trail that leads as you were traveling. It leads south, so as you're traveling towards, you'll be heading in the southward direction. There is a coppice of trees, quite large, that goes off to the right hand side. There's the odd bear sometimes in there. It's more on the way from between there and here. The coppice of evergreen is fine there. The deciduous trees that are there are fine. So it's the evergreen a bit closer this way that you want to watch out for.
Why? What's in them?
It's lurking things like sleek sometimes. You see them in the forest running next to the carts. We've been lucky this year. We haven't had one come out yet.
But if we avoid the evergreen trees, we should be all right.
You have to ride alongside them. It's the way the road goes. Everywhere else too rough.
Right.
Okay. Well, thanks for that. I'm going to head back to the boat and start collecting up your stuff and burying it back up.
Mm-hmm.
Can I also stop into the captain's room and pick up one of the maps of whatever local area we have?
Mm-hmm. The map that you have is the sort of world map.
Yeah.
It's a seafaring map, not one of the inner lands. So at the moment you don't have anything more zoomed in.
Okay.
Can we ask the trader guy if he has any maps of the coast of the land here? As we explained, we only have ones of the sea.
I don't keep a map. Know this route like the back of my hand. Been doing it since I was a boy.
Okay. Anyone have anything else we want to get out the boat? And how
We need to set up what's happening with the boat while we're away. So we need to put somebody in charge.
We've got someone in charge. Yeah, Harsel.
So we need to explain to Harsel what's going on and tell him what to do about the direwolf.
Yeah, the direwolves are going to come with us until we get out of town, and then they're going.
Okay. So you.
Can you talk to them and explain it, Ariel?
You could go down and you could.
I can talk to the direwolves if she wants to talk to the crew.
Mm-hmm.
So then we
You
can
got
do
some-
it at the same time.
I thought Killian had an affinity with the direwolves.
Killian has done the best with them, yeah, in terms of actual animal handling. But you can actually speak to them with your magic. If you remember, you have.
Oh yeah. Okay, then I better go down and. Well, can me and Killian go down together?
You can ask.
And Killian,
Yeah.
we go down together and speak to the direwolves.
You haven't got it.
Yeah.
I think it was. I thought it was the. So yeah, you proceed. Jackson starts in the mid deck and is gathering the bits of supplies and stuff that you had left stowed aboard the ship, which was a few weapons, I think, wasn't it?
To be honest, the spears, well, I would, unless anyone particularly wants us to bring them, the 5 spears, the harpoon, the cobalt breastplate, and the shield and scimitar, I was going to leave on the boat as weapons for the boat because I think it's drastically underarmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So of the stores stuff, I've got the petty cash funds and the extra potions.
Yeah.
Yeah, take those.
And I was going to sort of collect up some rations and stuff out of the boat.
Yeah.
Make sure we've got enough rations for basically the journey.
Yeah,
Actually, if you remember your deal, Jax, it was
for tenting and supplies and stuff as well. But yeah. Is that in the cart?
You haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. Okay.
If Serial's down talking to the wolves,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go up and talk to Parcel, and I'm actually gonna give him my ring that I've got, because there's no point me having it if I'm on land. If he's in charge of the boat, he needs to have it. So I give him.
Got to shoot a cannonball at someone.
Yeah, you get.
Yeah, I give him the captain's coat so that he can go into with the mimic.
Yeah.
I give him back the captain's hat along with hand him the ring.
What's this? What does it do? It ain't cursed, is it?
No.
What do I do? Just put it on?
Yeah.
Hassel puts the ring on. And he looks up at the sails.
And then I go, have fun. And just walk away.
And he
turn around just to see.
He nervously raises his hands, like he adjusts the hat, pulls the lapels of the captain's jacket on, and holds his hands up and gestures like this, and the sail drops, and he's just blown away by it, and he looks at his hands like, I never knew I had it in me. Thanks, Killian.
Yeah, and I just walk away. But like me doing that on him, he must be like,
he goes, he says to you, here, boss, you have this. And he reaches onto his wedding finger. And he gives you, I want you to have this. You saved my life more than once. And you've given me this wondrous gift, a new life. I shall wear this on my wedding finger. And this you'll take with you. We're not married.
It's that kind of like...
It's to replace it. It would feel weird without it. And the ring won't fit any of your fingers at the moment. It's definitely gold.
It's like
It's definitely a gold ring. It's slightly salty, slightly sweaty from Harsel's hand.
Is there anything I can like put it on to like put it around my neck or something?
There's some twine in your deck. You
Yeah,
can tie it on, and you have now a gold ring on a necklace around your neck.
So there we go. Done.
Okay. You've gathered your things. You're down in the bottom, Serial. And
I'm going to cast Speak to Animals. And I'm going to go and speak to the direwolf.
You go down, and they're pacing in the cage. So cast your spell and make sure you tick your slot.
You might find it's one that has a little ritual art symbol next to it, which means if you take 10 minutes, you can actually cast it for free.
Yeah, click on the spell and see if you can do it as a ritual. You got time, girl.
Yes, it has got ritual.
Okay.
So what you do is you spend 10 minutes casting it, and it doesn't take a spell slot.
Yeah. So you join down in that darkest, lowest bowel of the ship. Still the remnants of the boat making stuff going on in the corner. And there's the wolf and the direwolf. The direwolf is back and forth, up and down the cage as you spend your time trying to summon the threads of magic that you need to be able to change your tongue to speak to these creatures. Eventually, the spell is cast, and you are now able to speak with the animal.
Okay.
And it's at that point you say, "Don't join in." Are you joining?
No, I was going to say, can I catch Sarah before she goes down there and just say, give him a good treat?
Okay. Yeah, you get that information. Give him a good treat from Killian.
Okay. We still got the sorted
Captain.
human downstairs.
There's a little bit left, yeah.
Okay, so I reach into the pot of the sorted human and I lay it, a big chunk, a big, nice, juicy chunk,
Yeah.
at the feet of the direwolf. And I say,
It sniffs.
before we start, let me give you this. And
More of this fetid meat. We want fresh meat. We want to run. We want to run.
we are now moving forward on land, and we think it's only fair to let you out so you can run into the far into the forests.
It stops and cocks its head and fixes you with its yellow eyes, like it's trying to weigh up if you're being truthful or if you're going to trap it and do something more with it.
You have served us well and been very loyal, and we think we should repay your loyalty with your freedom now.
You mean
Our
this?
plan is to travel up to, what's that place called?
Southgate.
Southgate is
Up to Southgate and get our to go on to the next continent from the ice bridge. So what we propose we do is we take you as far as we can and then let you roam free in the forests.
Are you being truthful, elf kind? Make a a check on that for me. So you want to do either a performance or persuasion.
Handling.
You up?
Animal handling.
Or animal handling, yeah, whatever you've got the best in. You've probably got good animal handling, actually.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing.
Because you are druid.
Okay, hang on. $12.
Okay. I've got to roll against it. Oh, got your dice. I don't want to do that. It says, you will not put a leash on us. As in an instruction.
Mm-hmm. Well, if that is the case, you must promise that you will follow us as we travel on the caravan. There is no cage for you in the caravan. There's no space. But we need you to come travel up with us to the to a point where it is safe for you to then run free.
I was like,
We want nothing of towns and cities. We will run. We will smell where grass is, where trees are. We don't want this place. This smells of the wet things, fish. We just want to bound.
So am I going to try and convince him to go up with us, or is he just gonna? Are they just gonna go from here?
You're currently in the battle of the boat on your own.
Split the party.
I would feel more comfortable if you travelled alongside us until we get to the forest where you can run free.
We promise nothing. We just want to be out. Let us out. We've been in here for weeks and weeks.
Do you
Our
promise?
paws are becoming soft.
Do you promise not to attack any of us, the loyal crew, or the people of Esterland, if we let you free here?
We want the forest. We want to run. We want to chase things. You jump in if you want to.
Can I roll a persuasion to try and convince him to come with us?
You can
Or is that not gonna happen?
you can roll an insight because you've tried to persuade. So you can roll an insight to gauge what the wolf's motives are.
Right.
The
Okay.
direwolf's motives are motives are.
It just wants to be free.
19.
You believe that the wolf just wants to run. Doesn't want
And
anything.
do I believe that he is not going to kill everything in its
You
path?
don't think he wants anything to do with this place. He just wants to get back and feel the.
The grass beneath his claws.
Mm-hmm.
He also has to make it all the way through town, across the dock, up the stairs, and through town to get out of this place.
Yeah. And he doesn't want to be around towns or cities anymore. So I think he's literally just going to run.
Okay. We will let you and your companion run free. I will instruct our crew to lower your cage down onto the dock.
There's no way to get the cage out of the bottom of the boat.
You're literally just going to have to open it and let them go.
And
Open it and let run.
You what?
Sorry?
The wolves getting up the ladder.
There's a ladder down there.
Yeah, but
It's
wolves
a gangplank, isn't it? It's just a plank.
Yeah, no, but they've got to get from the bow of the boat, the bottom of the boat, up a ladder on into the crew level, across the crew level, up the stairy bit,
Round the stairs and then down the plank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is he getting up the ladder?
Have you never seen a dog climb a ladder? It's the best thing in the world.
No.
Wow.
YouTube for you.
Honestly, look it up on YouTube.
Okay. All right. So I
didn't even question how they were getting up the ladder because I was like, they've got this.
so I go and speak to the rest of the crew and our team and let them know my decision to let the direwolf and the wolf go free, and their promise that they're gonna. Sorry.
Can I suggest you let town know and sort of clear the path of shortest distance out of the town?
Yeah. So I then go down onto the dock and speak to the elders of the town as they are now, and warn them, but that at 2:00 I will be letting the direwolf run out up to the forest. So I suggest that there isn't any women or children or anybody frail out on the docks, and that they're all shut up in their houses or in the market, basically out the way.
Okay. So some time passes. Is anybody else doing anything in this time?
I'm sort of loading up the cart and sort of checking on that.
As you do so, you see the kind of market come to its natural end. You see the traders packing away. It's an early morning market as they have other places.
I'll ask the market guy, did he sort of give you any supplies and things to go with it, or did he just source the horses from you?
He walks to the back of another caravan, and there is a small, not chest, but like a box,
Like a crate.
yeah, like a crate type thing, and he hands that to you and says, "This is what he said will last you, and here's some bed rolls," and he kind of pulls them out.
Cool. So yeah, so I'll sort of, you know, have a flick through just to make sure we got supplies and
Yeah,
tents.
there looks like plenty for like about a week's worth of sort of food, dried meats, and some nuts and dried fruits and things in there as well.
Can I go to the inn and see if they've got any meat that I can have?
We have lots of fish.
No, not from in the box. I want to go to the inn and see if they've got meat.
You want to go to
that
the
I
inn?
could
Yeah,
purchase.
cool. You go to the inn. There's the bartender lady there.
Do you have any meat? Not cooked, raw.
Yeah, sure.
Can I?
You're not going to eat raw meat, are you?
No. Can I purchase it, please?
Sure. How much would you like?
How much have you got?
She brings out, there's like it looks like a leg of a lamb uncooked from the back, like from the thigh.
Is that it?
The rest for feeding the hungry folks.
How much is that?
A couple of gold.
Yeah, okay. And then I take it and go back to the boat
Okay.
and go down to the wolves.
Okay.
And I'll sit there and carve it up and feed them through the thing.
They eat this hungrily. They have not
and just,
tasted
like
fresh.
rub my claws through their fur as I
They have not tasted
sit there.
fresh meat in weeks. They've been eating this slowly fetting salt flesh human jerky that you've got.
They've been fed fresh cobbled, I'll have you know.
Oh yeah, they were fresh, and the kind of scaly, slightly rancid tasting kobold meat that they were none too keen on. Too many bits to pick out. Tiny little bones get stuck in the teeth, you see. They are again sort of as you were with your first animal handling. They are very akin to you, but you still know that they are beasts.
Yeah.
So 2 o'clock comes round, and there is a well-fed dire wolf and a well-fed wolf. And where have you? Are you still in the thing?
I'm still down there with them.
Okay. And Sarah, you come into the room as you.
Mhm.
I would like to be sort of along the route.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Sort of. You know, most of the townsfolk have sort of dug their ways into their little houses, and the market is packed up. There are the horses all ready to go. They look like they're ready to head off to Drosk, but your caravan's currently sort of
Yeah.
ahead of it.
I'm just going to warn the people with the horses, just to sort of, you know, keep them calm for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask Jackson to make sure that there is nobody on the docks or in the town sort of that hasn't got the message.
Yeah. So you do a little patrol round. Yep.
Yeah, I'm basically doing the route up to the sort of crevasse that goes out of this town.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm actually going to ask Serial if I can be the one to open the cage.
What's the
To
character? I ask, I say.
I ask, I say, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Can I please open the cage to the wolves?
I can't see why not.
Thank you.
So you reach up and you pull back the bolt.
And as I do that, I open it slightly so the wolf can get its head out.
Mm-hmm.
And I crouch down and put my head against his and kind of like nuzzle my snout into his head.
He looks at you warily as you open it, and you put your nose forward and you close your eyes. And he sees this as an act of submission. as you close your eyes, and it bows its head, and you're able to smell this musk of the creature, but you know it's sort of wrong because it shouldn't be here. It should have the wind and
Yeah. So then just step out the way and open it.
They pad out. The direwolf sees the open hatch and leaps with one bound straight up through the hatch. The wolf, on the other hand, is a bit more. It can't really get up.
It can't get up the ladder.
It jumps. It kind of gets its paws on it. It's not a very domesticated creature. Yeah. So you give the doggy boost. They are together on the middle floor. They run round and they are outside on the deck. They sniffing their mouths immediately start opening and breathing the air, panting, but not panting because they're hot, but panting for pure excitement and being out in the fresh air. This is the first time since they fought the crew, I think.
Toby!
They've been up and above. They charge down to the gangplank onto the harbour tree and then run. Jackson, you hear this pounding of feet along the sort of cobbled floor of coming up from the harbour, and you see a direwolf pursued by a smaller wolf, bound straight past everything. The horses whinny a bit at the sight of these great beasts. Go on your bed, and
These great beasts, and then there's just a tail.
and they bound through the town and out and are on their way to wherever they wish to be.
Are you a great beast? Are you?
Cool.
Okay.
Are you a great beast?
Right, I'm gonna.
Right.
So, you the direwolves are set free, and run off. Jax, you are with the cart and stuff.
Yep.
Serial and Killian, you're now, I guess, making your way up the harbour to join Jax with your cart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jax, you said you wanted to maybe go and see.
So I wanted to make a quick stop. I was going to go and check on the foreman and the other survivor to sort of see if we get details of, see if they're recovering for a start.
Mm-hmm. You enter Miriam's little place, and they are wrapped up warm. They've had something. You imagine that they seem colder than they should be in your eyes. They are wrapped in blankets, but one of them is conscious. The one that you spoke to.
The foreman guy.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Better, yes, better.
Can you explain what happened?
You sailed out. And then half a day, maybe. And then a bow wave came up the shore, up through the harbour, knocking people off the harbour itself, taking people off there, rocking the icebreaker ship on the right there, completely off its mooring, and yeah, it just washed up the beach, and then they were upon us and among us, and they were just slaughtering us, and there was this one on the water, travelled with that wave, and all of a sudden there was the mist about us. We couldn't see a thing, and they were just coming out of this dark mist. It was just didn't stand a chance.
And they gathered some of you up and hung you in the. I mean, did they ask you any questions, or did they just sort of?
He shudders at the memory, and when they thought we was good and dead, they started laughing like a horrible guttural thing that it was like it came out of their gills rather than their mouths. and they spoke, and I heard unintelligible, mostly their chatter, lots of like wet sounds, but one word was intelligible. I guess there isn't a word for it in their tongue, and they said Southgate, and they seem to be, sort of, I don't know, just their body manner made me feel like that's what I said to you. What I said to you when I was on the brink of death.
That they were going for the bridge. Yeah, but you said they were going to destroy the bridge.
That could be. Well, they can't get up to the Southgate proper, but they seem to want to. There was like they were like gesticulating, like smashing and destruction. I got that feeling, and just in my heart is what I felt they meant to destroy the bridge.
Okay. I'm not entirely sure what that gets them, because it doesn't like stop the sea underneath it, does it?
It doesn't. The sea runs straight underneath, but only narrow. You can't really easily pass with only small, tiny boats can kind of skirt underneath the gaps in the bridge where it reaches down into the sea proper.
Yeah, no, but the fish people, the Kuatoa, they swim, so they're in the sea. They, it doesn't stop their movement.
I don't know what they meant.
What do you know about the moor?
What's the more? Well, you mean like the more? You mean like the stories of the more? Just kid stuff.
Like sort of followers who are sort of trying to do something with it.
Followers? I only know of children's stories about a more.
Well, we keep coming across. So you're priest for a start. I'll show him the symbol.
That's an ugly looking thing.
Well, your priest was sort of making offerings to a sort of this thing. Them fish people and their shark-headed guy were making offerings to this thing. We found them in. Where the hell did we find them before? Before that, no, they're the only.
You've got 4, I think.
Yeah, no, they're the 2 Jax knows of.
No, there's a third one you know of as well.
The one that the guys had from the other town prior. Exactly. But they're the 2 offerings people that he's interfered with and killed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever arrangement your priest made with these fish people is something to do with that, and I don't know nothing about that.
I don't know nothing.
What are the children's tales? Ask about the children's tales.
The children's. What? It's up to you, Jax, if you want to ask about that. You're there.
You there? Go for it. Ask him.
No, Sarah's not there with you.
Oh, okay.
You're there on your own.
At the moment, unless you suddenly barge in.
Well, Sarah wanted to get paid first, didn't she?
Okay, so he says, well, there's stories of. There's a rhyme. Hold on, let me see if I can remember it. Pete can't remember it.
Pete can't remember it.
Let me think. Here it goes. I've got it. The smile hides the fiery moor, keeping secrets behind closed teeth till unlocked is the door. Sky did fall and things did crawl, black the other side of the ball. Charred and ashened, warped things of peculiar fashion. Hold them back with towers we did, but still they sneaked and slid. Go to bed, young ones, and shut those eyes tight, for nothing is more frightful than the fire burning in forever night. That's what I know. It's supposed to be about some point a star fell on Summon, and the other side of Earl is a fiery moor.
Yeah, there seems to be some sort of weird followers or something to do with it in the
That's
area.
beyond my reckoning, I'm afraid.
Okay, well, we're heading off the south gate now.
Very good.
Yeah, the town has got some weapons and things going on for it at the moment. We're leaving the boat in blocking the harbour, and if the harbour master comes back, he may have some use for the crew and the boat. Yeah, get better.
Thank you. I'm sorry about the folks. They got really riled up. I tried to convince them that they shouldn't, and that we'd had enough loss and enough bloodshed, and that you were good people, but they had fire in their hearts, and many tears and many pillows have been shed that night. I'm glad you're still with us and still fighting the good fight. And he reaches up, grabs your forearm, kind of pats it.
Okay.
And then he kind of drifts a little bit into a sort of slumber.
Okay. Head back out to meet the others.
Cool. You're back out at the cart. The cart is loaded. Horses are ready.
Jackson, what did he say?
He was just telling me about the attack, and it was this being who sort of surfs around on water. Sounds like they made the fog. Big wave came in, sort of, and the troops followed in after them. Sort of, they started killing and murdering, and that's where he sort of when they sort of hung them and left them for dead. That's when he heard them talking about Southgate and thinks that they want to go and destroy it or the bridge.
But if that was a couple of days ago, would they not be there by now?
Well, we can't get there any faster than we can now. You know,
I think by the timings, if they were mounted, as you saw most of them, that they would be making a good course for Southgate.
Yeah, they were in the sea. We couldn't follow them, and yeah, they were seen yesterday at this halfway point. So we're going to be a day behind. But Southgate's a town and has a militia or whatever it is. Hopefully, we're not sort of mopping up dead militia people in a couple of days' time.
That's my fear. And I'm also fearful that the ice bridge is going to be damaged by the time we get there.
I've never seen the ice bridge, but I think it's probably going to take some work to dab. You know, people use it as a bridge between continents. It's probably likely to be quite substantial. And if you look at the map, there's like sort of two branches of it, and Southgate's only at the head of one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So there is on the map, as you look at it, you see that there is Southgate on the sort of front end of it. That's the sort of village of Southgate. Southgate proper, actually, just for your info for later on, is sort of half perched on the ice bridge. So there are two towers, like an in and out tower, as it were. So outbound traffic across the ice, inbound traffic across the ice. So they actually sit out on those two sort of stanchions that go out into the sea. Yeah. They're built on true rock, but that is kind of all frozen solid as well. Okay. For your reference later on.
But to be honest, unless anyone else has anything to go with, I reckon we can start off now.
Yeah.
I think we need to make haste.
And potentially push it into the night, because we've not exactly done anything tiring so far today.
Mhm.
Yeah, if we travel for the night, at least we might make some headway.
So you start.
Who wants to drive the cart, and who wants to ride?
I think, no offense to Serial, but I think me and Jax are better off riding
Yeah.
because the two horses pulling the cart have already got the cart loaded up. Pulling that, I don't think they'd be able to handle me or Jax's.
Actually, in the cart. No, I think I should ride the cart. I should drive the cart.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Well, I'm gonna put most of my stuff in the back of the cart anyway.
Yes, so am I. I'm gonna have like my 2 daggers on me, and that's it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
very little on myself.
I was gonna have a hand axe and then sort of try and tuck them all in somewhere in case we need to get somewhere. Not that I'm going to be fighting on a horse with them all, but
You never know.
Yeah,
It might happen. Weirder things have happened, Jackson.
I will get off the horse and hit things not on a horse. I'm not entirely the horse will be happy when I double in size. Although, to be honest, I might just step off of it at that point,
Yeah.
You all hear
lift off of it and sort of step over it.
you hear a muttering coming from behind your little circle of talking. You turn and you see Charlie with one of the horses of the caravan, just talking to it, patting it sort of on its cheek, going, "Yes, you're quite a handsome little thing, aren't you? Really? Yes, quite a good thing." Like, and tweaking its ears. And
No, that's not our horse, right? That's the caravan's. Or is it one of our ones?
It's one of the ones that is
it's one of the ones pulling the cart. Yeah.
Your caravan / cart kind of thing. He's like, "You're quite a lovely thing, really." Just fussing it up and down its neck, and like trying to tweak its ears, but it kind of pulls away every time he tweaks his ears. "Oh, feisty are you?"
Charles, would you like to travel with me on the caravan, or would you prefer to fly above?
Well, I find it quite ungainly to fly. I think what I shall do is I shall remain with the cart for some time. However, there was mention, my overhearing, of an area that we should be wary of, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And when it is
Evergreen forest, yeah.
when we come across that, when you start seeing that, I shall fly above and give you a better vantage, just in case
be our lookout.
there is something untoward in the forest, as he mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Just quickly, completely out of character. Seriously, evergreen forest.
It's a type of plant.
Evergreen. You've been watching way too much My Little Pony.
No, it's a type of tree. Is an evergreen.
Yeah, evergreen.
Yeah, but evergreen forest.
He didn't call it the evergreen forest.
He said it was a forest
of
of
evergreens.
It was just like,
No, you've just called it the evergreen
you
forest.
called it. Charles just called it the evergreen forest, and I was just like,
No, he didn't say anything about what it was.
Wait,
He said
what?
there's a point we should be wary of.
That was probably Jax, actually. And I
yeah,
don't
it just
know
clicked then. I
And
was
Jax hasn't watched any My Little Pony.
like, you should.
Oh, that's why.
I could
that's
see
what
you.
that's what Matt's trying to convince us that he hasn't
I
actually
could see
binge
you as a
watched.
brony.
So you mount up.
Sorry, I just realised that.
You guys mount up, and Serial, you see Charles jump into the driver's seat.
I look at him with a raised eyebrow
Okay,
and say to Charles, "Are you sure?"
make an animal handling check.
I was gonna say I turn around and I'm like,
Is that to handle Charlie, yeah?
manhandle Charlie.
Manhandle Charlie.
Oh,
13.
The horse is even more interested in you than it is in Charlie.
Charlie, no offense, but I think I might be slightly better with animals than you. After all, I am a druid, and I have got expert animal handling skills. Maybe I should drive the cart for now.
Well, very well. He hotches over in the seat. There's a room for two, and he hands you, like, says, gestures for you to come up and sit next to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I'll just keep you company.
I look at Charlie and smile. That
I look
kind of
Killian
smile
and
you like.
smile.
Okay.
What was that?
When Charlie sat there and said to Serial, it's all right, I'll sit up here and keep you company. And then sort of Serial said she looks at Charlie and smiles. Jax looks at Killian and smiles.
Charlie is absolutely unaware of any sort of
Side look.
comedy. He thinks you're smiling because of you're finally making way. He's like, yes, let's get underway, shall we? Now, Serial, have I ever told you about the time? And then you start proceeding out of.
I'm gonna scout ahead, just out of earshot.
I was gonna say, at which point I look at Jax, we share that look, and we kind of go a bit ahead of those guys, so we can't hear. And it's like we're happy just looking around, not even talking. Just looking around.
That kind of that happy silence to be in other people's company.
Mm-hmm.
Also, as you come out of that kind of atmosphere of the high walls, and they gradually sink down as you come out and you become to a plain, there is a small amount of farmland and a small farmstead there at the head of the track as you come out of Esterland.
There's not any pissed off farmers that their cattle have been killed by wolves or anything.
There appears to make a survival check. You can be looking for the wolves.
No, 8.
You don't see any tracks or anything from the wolves. You also don't see any maimed livestock at the moment.
That's a good sign.
No
dead animals.
The farm stretches quite away as it it's ahead of you, so heading north. And there is it's the end of the day now, so there's a farmer sort of leaning on his fork, like just sort of gazing off into the sort of, he's not even looking at your way, he's looking towards where the sun sort of dips. It doesn't ever, like I've told you before, it doesn't really set on Earl, but it goes lower in the sky and to the east. He's just sort of staring that way, doesn't really pay you much mind at all, and just carries on staring into the sun. You steer your carts to the east, and you start proceeding. The west. Sorry, so going left out of the thing.
DM doesn't know the direction. Character,
no,
don't you mean that way?
Yeah, sorry. And you start steering the cart along this quite well maintained set of track. You leave the farm and the homestead behind you, and you're out into some sort of just plains, patches of rock here and there. You travel. It's getting dark now. Are you traveling during the dark?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't get dark, doesn't it? It's the sun just dips.
It's dusky, isn't it?
It's kind of like a dusk. Yeah. So there can be a reddish tinge to the sky depending on what the atmospherics and stuff. On this night, it is a red sky. The shadows are long and stretched out in front of you, and you behind them there are very firm shadows, very dark, where the crags and stuff are, and the rock formations are sort of lit in this blood red glow. As you travel along the track into the night, you notice the landscape begin to change on your right hand side, and the landscape changes to being from rocks to sort of shrubbery, and then eventually into the forest as described earlier. This is at this point that Charles says, "I better get going."
Before you do that, can we stop?
Mhm.
Can I sort of just go, 2 or 3 trees into the woods? Because he said they sort of run along the wood line with them.
Yeah,
And can I then check for tracks in
yeah,
there?
yeah.
See if I can see what it actually is.
Yeah, go for it. So you're going to make a survival first to see if you can find any tracks, and then nature to know of it.
10 survival.
You check there are multiple tracks. It looks like a well-traveled place. Paws and then like bird prints, and then
Okay.
smaller creatures. You see eating shells of nuts, and you find small bird bones and things, but nothing of real import.
Okay.
So
roll
you're
a
just
nature.
tucked in the forest. Charles then spreads his wings and flies up. So he's now going to be about 30 feet, maybe.
Charles has now got a bird's eye view.
A double move. So he's going to be like 60 feet above, looking down as you travel.
Okay.
Are you going to do a nature, Jackson?
Can I do a nature on the tracks, or
You
can
could
I
do a
not?
nature on the tracks that you found, but you don't think these are anything more than maybe like squirrels and sort of
Yeah, 13 on that. So
yeah, squirrels and groundhogs. Nothing that of what he described.
nothing the weird threatening stuff.
As you move along, no, not at the moment. Are you moving forward, guys?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as you move forwards, I need to make a. You have this place on the right of you as you travel, and you're expecting to find the track that runs down to Shadow's Watch. As you,
That was past this forest.
yeah, that's what you're looking for on your
Yeah.
left at some point. So that's your next sort of
Landmark.
landmark as you're moving.
And while we're moving along, I'm kind of keeping my ears open, my eyes open.
Yeah.
Like
Charlie, make a perception as well then.
Oh, okay.
And Jax can make a perception if you want to.
Can I make perception?
Yeah, special.
Yeah. You can.
3.
I rolled 3. So 4.
Hey.
I think I better look as you're all looking with your eyes shut.
I'm not. I haven't rolled yet.
17.
16.
You guys. You guys don't see. What's your Serial? Sorry.
17.
I got a 6.
Serial, you notice something in the forest. A shadowy shape slinking in the trees. Charlie swoops down and swoops forwards to you guys and says, "There's something to the right. It's keeping pace with us."
Okay.
Can't make out what it is. It moves strangely.
Do we try and outrun it, or do we try and attack it before it attacks us?
I think we light torches and lanterns and things and just carry on unless it does anything else. The wagon master said that they sort of flanked them, but they got here without any problems. So
Yeah.
I think we just carry on. But if we have the threat of fire and stuff, that's generally enough to scare off most creatures. Animals.
Yeah, and I was going to say, like, we don't know exactly where it is, and we don't know what it is. It's just something's been seen. So it could be something harmless, but knowing him, it isn't. But we don't know.
Yeah.
So you light up torches and
So sort of, I'll have a torch.
Okay.
I'll light one for Killian. Have we got a lantern we can put on the wagon?
It came equipped with one.
So we like the lantern in the wagon then.
Does Charlie has a crossbow, doesn't he?
Sorry?
Charlie has a crossbow, doesn't he?
Charlie does have a crossbow.
if it looks like anything coming out of the woods at us, can you like sort of shoot a bolt in front of us or something as a warning, rather than having to come down to us?
I could just bellow if you're near enough.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you move on for some time, then you hear a howl from within the woods. Okay. Make a history check, Killian.
That's your direwolf that's found a new home, and just
16.
Yeah, you know that's the howl of your wolf. Your direwolf.
Okay, it doesn't sound like it's in pain.
It's a howl. It's just a howl, but it doesn't sound in pain. It's like howling at the moon.
Okay, that's fine.
So it could be happy.
because it's not stuck in the basement of a boat with sort of rotting captain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, being fed rotted, salted rotting captain.
I can see that would be quite happy.
Yeah, I just kind of smirked to myself, and but carry on keeping my eyes and ears open.
Cool.
And I smile and carry on driving the cart forward.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the wolf though. I do.
You hear the wolf in the forest. There is a break in the bushes, a rustling from the side, and charging towards the kind of side of the cart, which you, Serial, and Charlie now see, is something lithe, sleek, black, long, 6 legs, and
Is it?
Sorry.
I was going to say, is it a slug? But you just said legs.
No.
Is it a slug? Yes.
It's a slug with legs.
And really
The most
fast
terrifying
as well.
D&D monster that you can fight. Leg slug.
Quite fast as well.
Really fast slug. And it leaps at the cart. Can you and Charlie bellows, "It's here!" Everyone roll for initiative, please.
Oh, I wonder when we had a monster. So it's been a bit quiet. We haven't had a monster for a while.
Ooh. I think I just used my decent roll for the night.
What did you get?
I rolled a 19 to 20.
20 for Jax.
Wait.
21.
Oh, Serial, glad you're now.
You got a 19.
19, yeah. And Killian, you're...
I got an 8.
8. And where's the beast? Roll for...
Sorry, guys. I used up all my natural 20s at the beginning of the game.
Yeah. And we're just finding them now, and it's not bloody useful. You rolled with everlasting rhyme still, Charles.
I need to stop laughing.
Sorry, what are you saying, Lou?
It said you rolled with everlasting rhyme still.
That's my dice that I roll with. Yeah.
Ah.
That's the
The ice dice that he uses.
Yeah. Hold on.
What? Is it not the right thing?
No, I've got it. No, it's fine. I'm just checking. Yeah, still doesn't make up. So.
Why are you contaminating mine?
So it is a Serial first. You see this black creature charge towards you, running at the side of the cart, keeping pace with it, about to pounce.
What do you do?
And I use my ice knife.
Okay. Roll to attack. Roll it with disadvantage.
No need. I actually don't know what the first dice roll was now.
It was a 10.
I'll just have a look. I think it was 9 or something.
Yeah, it was a 10. It was a 10 and then a 24.
You blast your ice knife off into the distance at this creature, and then you got to roll to see if it shatters, doesn't it, on a miss?
Yeah, so it shatters on a miss and does area damage. I think it's a save at that point, isn't it?
Yeah. Tell me what my save is, please.
Oh, I've rolled the wrong thing.
It's all right. Just click on
You
the
don't roll
spell.
anything.
I hit target. Target. Oh, Dex is 13.
A Dex 13. Okay. Yeah, it makes it.
So it takes half.
So it takes half, and I rolled the.
It completely avoids every single shard that shatters.
Has evasion.
Can I do another action?
You could move, but you're driving the cart, remember, and it's still traveling at high speed.
You've got to move, and you've got a bonus available.
So you could hit. You've got your druid thing. You could shout out. You could. But no other attacky type things.
I'm trying to think what my bonus action. Spending dice from the pool, you can. I don't need to. Okay, no, I don't want to do anything else. I'll just shout out. Watch out!
Jax, you're up next.
How far away are we from the wagon and the black thing?
You tell me how far you were riding ahead there level with the wagon.
How far does Charlie's voice carry?
I was going to say, I just said it depends if Charlie shut up or not.
Charlie has been nattering the whole time. No, Charlie, when he came back down, he was quiet after he warned you guys.
Okay, so probably 30 foot.
Okay, yeah. So you're about 30 foot away from them. You're on horseback.
I'm on horseback. What's the horse's movement?
It's going to be probably about 35, 40 feet, maybe.
Okay, I would like to move. Can I ride the horses by move?
Yes, of course you can.
I would like to turn the horse and move closer to it.
Mm-hmm.
When I get level with our horses, so probably 10 foot away from it.
Okay, yeah. It's pretty much level. It's about to pounce at the kind of riders. So at that point, you're maybe about 5 foot away, roughly, if we're doing D&D terms, because you're kind of a horse's length away. If you were at the front of the horse.
Okay, well then I'll stop the horse slightly before that, because what I'm then wanting to do is actually bonus action, Giant's Might, and large up, and actually literally step off the horse.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you rear your horse round, and you charge towards the back towards the caravan. You see Jax wheel this horse round, charging back full head on towards the horses. Your horse is riding quite fast, so now you are riding at full speed and going to Giant's Might and about to step off. So you activate your rune.
No, that's the Giant Might. That's the growing big thing.
I was like, just growing one. So you begin to grow. You're going to have to dismount this horse.
Yeah.
With some kind of.
To be honest, I'm assuming it's going to be some sort of jumpy thing. So I don't know whether or not that's athletics or.
I'll let you choose athletics or acrobatics. So
I'll jump off. I mean, if I can jump off and get within range of this black thing, then I'll do that. So I'll jump towards him. So I will try an athletics.
Okay.
24.
Oh yeah, you leap off.
Cool.
You begin to grow. You leap off. The horse is now loose. You see.
I'm hoping if I put it near the other horses, it might sort of stay there rather than just fuck off and to chase it down.
Cool. You land pretty much in front of this creature, almost skidding to a halt as it's running towards you. The rest of the horses are still traveling at some speed past you.
Okay.
You're in 5 feet of it.
So I am actually gonna try and grapple it.
Okay.
Because I'm big and basically, I'm gonna try and sort of effectively sort of dive into it as I grow big and sort of try and knock it off its feet.
Yeah, cool. So contested strength then, please.
It's athletics or acrobaticsness.
What do you get?
So I have advantage because I'm big. I rolled a 3 and a 7, so I got 12 in total.
You go to grapple this creature, and it dives through your arms.
Yeah, so that's going to be me done standing next to it.
Okay. It's Charlie's go. He sees the creature next to him, and he says, he sees Jack sleep off and land on the ground. He says, "Serial, stop the horses!" Because he now sees that Jax is on the ground.
I'll stop the horses. That was me stopping the horses.
But you're slowing the horses because they're going to take some time to kind of lose that momentum and not have the cart crash and do a kind of
Oh, okay, yeah.
terrible flip over your head. You can't do
We
it.
don't want the caravan charging over. Yeah.
No. But at that moment, he says, "Stop the horses!" and he reaches over his shoulder, just as kind of the beasts are passing, and he's going to try and get this creature with summon. What's he going to do? He's going to do. He says, he bellows out, "Sorry, Jax," as he does that. And he casts Thunder Wave because he saw this creature slink through Serial's.
I'm not going to hit the wagon and the horses too.
No, oh yeah, would Jesus? No, he doesn't do that. Crikey! I just thought this does not come prone though, doesn't it? Can it knock people prone?
It knocks them back 10 foot if they fail.
Oh no, that's not the thing I was thinking of actually. So no, he's not going to do that. He's going to do Toll the Dead. So it's got to make a Wisdom 13. The creature shakes it off with absolutely no problem and doesn't take any damage from Charlie's gesturing of ringing a bell. The cart is gradually coming to a halt. Jackson, the creature is right beside you. You try to wrestle with it, and you realize as you slid your arms down round it, part of why it could get away was it wasn't just paws, there was a long tendril. Two of them came out from its back and knocked you away, and it's going to make an attack on you. 12
misses,
and the other one misses. So your attack stunned it slightly, and it kind of took it back a bit. Killian, it's your go.
Oh, fuck.
You're on horseback, charging across a field, charging along a track with creatures in front of you. Nothing in front of you. Jackson's wheeled round and gone behind you.
Yeah, which is what I was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do that.
So you wheel round and you're charging back towards the horses. You see Serial pull up on the reins. Serial, still with us?
Yeah, just.
Cool. You see Serial pull up on the reins. You see Charlie gesturing, trying to do some sort of magic, and having little or to no effect.
Okay, so I... Yeah, I get up next to Jax.
You move along. You charge the horse back. Yeah.
No, just behind Jax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jump off the horse.
Okay.
And so I was gonna try and grapple the thing, but then Jax did that.
Still can, because I basically whooshed past it because I missed.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall I?
I'm assuming I'm past it. So you've got.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that I'm past the black beast.
Okay, so
I might be wrong.
I'm gonna try and grapple it then?
You're on horseback, leaping off.
No, I've jumped off the horse.
Okay, but why don't
You're
you...
basically doing the same thing I did, but
Yeah,
without.
yeah. Okay, go
Yeah.
for it. Yeah, go. So you
Because
make...
when he said that, I was like, right, okay, I'll wheel the horse round, do that, and then you did it. I was like, oh, right,
You can do
okay.
that makes sense. You'd be chasing after Jack, so you now need to make a strength roll.
It's
Okay.
athletics. It's athletics.
Athletics,
or grapple, or are you doing the getting off the horse or the grapple?
This is because she's not jumping off at speed. You kind of come into a hole and then...
I was kind of getting the horse to slow down where Serial was trying to slow the others
Yeah,
down.
that makes sense.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, so you
what
kind of
am I
gallop
doing?
up. You do a athletics.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Again, the creature knocks your... and you could do it with...
So that's a 13.
It would just be the regular roll because it's...
Okay.
You would... Jack should have actually rolled with this, but you don't.
What?
Because is a grapple counted as an attack?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you should have rolled with disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Well, I actually rolled with advantage because I've got advantage on strength things at the moment.
So yours would, she rolled with it. So the advantage disadvantage would cancel out in this case. So you
Yeah.
just rolled once, and you've got a 6 plus a
I got a 9
9 in total. Oh, 9 plus a...
plus a 4, so it was 13.
Doesn't
No,
do it. You
you got
slips out of your grip. Again, we're back up to the top. Serial, you're slowing the horses down. They come to a halt about 30 feet away from the current fight along the track.
Okay. So I am going to go and try to do frostbite.
Mhm.
So roller constitution.
Okay, cool, lovely. So you jump off. What's the range of it?
60 foot.
Okay, so you're well within range from just stepping off the cart and moving to the back of it.
The cart, yeah.
Yeah, so you're probably about 40 foot away then, to kind of roughly. So I've got to make a con. What's the save?
13.
Wait. We're in front of this creature, aren't we?
Yeah, this is one that just targets directly. This doesn't it? Frostbite.
It's not one that goes.
Rolling to hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
because I was just like, wait, do we have to see this?
There's an icy frost forms, and it just shakes it off, and the crystals fall out of its fur.
I'm going to stop using ice on it. It doesn't seem to be very effective.
You're just not hitting it. You haven't hit it. No one's hit it.
We've just not done very well, yes.
It's Jax's go.
Okay, so can I move around it? So I am now flanking with Killian.
Yeah, you like Killian's last kind of leap at it took its sort of attention for a minute, so you can now roll just with standard.
And I will now like to pull my hand axe.
Yep.
And I'm going to try and embed said hand axe into this thing's skull.
Go.
And this is at disadvantage, but advantage for a flanking, so it's just a standard roll, yeah?
Yeah, standard roll, exactly.
Advantage but disadvantage.
Well, I didn't roll a 3.
Was it?
You rolled a 1.
I rolled a 4.
And what's your plus?
5, so not enough. So I'm going to action surge because I can, and we'll have another go. I rolled a 5, so 10.
No, still not. Right. Okay.
Just don't next time.
So, Charlie leaps down from the side of the cart, and what's he going to do?
Oh, these guys are killing me tonight. I keep getting told you shouldn't laugh; it'll make you cough.
He is going to try and do you need something distracted? He bellows out.
What was that? Sorry?
You need something to distract it.
I need to be able to hit the thing.
Maybe this wouldn't help what I had in mind then. So he's going to do. He's going to cast Guiding Bolt. No, he's not. He's going to cast, Guiding Bolt. Or Shatter. What should I do? Guiding Bolt or Shatter?
Guiding Bolt.
Okay, cool.
It's
Well, to be honest, probably better doing ones that just have a save rather than to hits if everything's hitting at disadvantage.
Yeah, okay. So he missed with double threes when he cast that. So no, he didn't hit with Guiding Bolt. He realizes now that he should cast something that affects itself in other ways. Okay, we're at its
creature
turn. So Jax, you're sort of behind it, so it sees this Dragonborn leap for it. Why does it keep changing this page? I do not know. And
I
it's
don't know. My phone keeps going weird as well.
and it goes for you, Kills.
Great.
12
Miss.
and misses again. So it is really distracted by you guys leaping down and trying to grapple it. It really didn't expect this kind of a level of disruption from its potential prey. Okay, we're at Killian. It's your go. You're face to face with this thing with whipping tentacles.
Breath weapon.
Okay.
No,
Why?
because I'm the other side of it.
Yeah, you're gonna get Jax.
Well, what do you want me to do?
You've got so many stuff that's direct targeted.
Fine.
You can stab it. You can stab it twice. You can
Stabby, stabby.
Well, yeah. To be honest, you rode into melee, so it kind of limits your spell casting because you can't zap it at distance.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be.
Although, to be honest, even if it's a disadvantage and we're flanking, so it'd be the flat roll anyway, so it'd be the same. Even if you just cast an attack roll.
Yeah, if you want to. If it's anything that's a targeted one. Have you got anything that's just like a. Your breath weapon is a constitution thing, but it would hit Jax from the angle you're at. So, yeah, any of them will do. It's just a straightforward roll. Whatever you've got the biggest damage on is what I would go for.
That one.
1d10, 2d6, 1d6. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So that one.
So, yeah.
Firebolt.
Yeah, go for it. So roll for your attack. See if you hit it. And you are now.
Somebody hit it, please, soon.
Forward.
15 plus 5, 20.
You hit it!
Yes!
There is a raging fireball launches from a bolt of fire launches from your
Right.
hand.
What one is it? Is it that one?
What do you want?
D10.
That is your D10, yes.
Right. 8 damage.
And 8 damage.
Whoa.
Yes. Finally.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I just.
It's back to the top of the round. It's Serial, Gladriel.
Is it my turn again? I'm really distracted.
I haven't laughed this much or coughed this much all week, guys. You're killing me. Oh. It's great though. What is-
I'm gonna go old school and actually try and stab it with my scimitar.
So you'd have to move up to do that.
Oh.
And you're 40 foot away, so your movement's only 30, I believe. So you'll be out of range still. You can move up this turn, fire a spell, and then get in melee. You can move to the end of your movement, shoot it, and then by next turn you could be like right up to it.
No, I won't do that. Change of plan. I am going to do produce flame.
Okay. No, that's well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that is. You can throw it. It's
can
a
throw it.
it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
roll, attack roll.
Mm-hmm.
I always get confused with that bonfire one for some reason. I don't know why.
Create bonfire.
Yeah. In my head.
It's not because create a bonfire. I've had that one
No,
before.
no, I know.
That's why I binned that one, because it wasn't so good.
Mhm.
Where produce flame I can actually use as a ball of flame. So yeah, I've decided that ice is not doing the trick. So I'm going to produce a nice ball of flame, and I'm going to throw it at the weird monster. And I've got an 18.
You need to roll at disadvantage
Why?
because the other guys are in melee
Oh, yeah.
with it. They get the advantage because they're in melee, but you're still at a distance. So until you're
It's a feature of the beastie, I believe.
yeah, the creature is, as you look at it, it kind of flickers from place to place. You can't get a full view on it. That's my job.
This is where she gets like a 3
yeah,
now.
that's the whole point of this.
Oh,
kind of
rolled the wrong thing. Hang on.
These kind of creatures are
7.
fireball
Drop the
screeching. The fireball, the ball of fire that you juggle looks like it's going to hit it. It dodges slightly out of the way when it goes to attack and swipe at Killian. Jax, you see a fireball swoop just past your head, barely missing one of your sort of extended orc ears. It is Jackson's turn.
I would like to try and smack a displacer beast, please.
You may smack the displacer beast.
Okay, so I didn't roll a 4 or a 5.
6.
6.
Oh, and that one. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
No.
There you go. Good boy.
You might want to duck, Killian.
What was that?
You might want to duck Killian.
Oh, great.
Okay, so roll a d20.
20.
What?
20.
No way! Oh no!
What's happened?
So he rolled a 20.
Which means?
You got 20 damage.
No, 20. This is quite funny. So I've just chosen a random table to do it. So you're not really quite sure why, but as you swing, you overreach yourself, and why you missed is you didn't realize how long you've been riding, and you soil yourself. There's a 75% chance that it's only we. So there's a strange pong comes from Jackson. Are you going to action search?
I can't. I can only do it once.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And you were fighting with your
Hand axe.
Your hand axe, and you haven't got anything else light?
No.
You haven't got one of the daggers and the kobold daggers?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. So we are at we're at Charlie Boy.
Jesus. Oh, that got me. Sorry.
Just imagine this all like, oh. Just like unsure as to what's gone on in his underwear.
What he's worried about is if he's been eating asparagus or not.
Oh.
Oh, don't. Oh,
This,
I feel like I can't breathe.
he's gonna try something at second level and try and make a con check. So it's con. It passes that as well. This creature is doing. I'm rolling amazingly for the creature, and now he's out of second level spell slots. Okay, it's the beast's go, but the beast has been rolling terribly for anything that wasn't anything other than attack. So it's now kind of confronted by the pair of you. So it's going to take its tentacles and try and whip one at each of you.
Okay.
So it's going to go for Jax first. Behind as it smells something foul. 13.
Is exactly my armor class.
Okay. Uh, 9. And then it goes for the other one at kills.
Yeah, go on.
For how's a 10?
Miss.
And misses. Distracted by maybe getting some of the soiling upon itself on one of its extended tentacles.
Made the creature's eyes
Water and can't
Oh.
as it whips out. It's now Killian Norn's go. When you're ready, finish making your drink.
Sorry, I just need to.
That's all right.
Fresh air, I can breathe. You guys are killing me today. Oh my gosh.
I've just rolled 4 d20s and got 5, 5, 8, and a 7.
I should have laughed at, but it's very funny.
Oh dear.
Hey,
Toby, get on your bed. Toby, get on your bed. I can't put my hot chocolate down. Will you
go on your bed.
standing right where I need to put it, mate?
Right, so yeah, you can attack him.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I literally had to go and put my head out the back door. You guys made me cough that much. I couldn't breathe. Right. My go, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am going to use Firebolt or Ray of Frost. Firebolt or Ray of Frost.
Whichever does the biggest damage, I would say. It doesn't really. There's no. It's
Firebolt then.
So just roll normally because it was this plus add.
Oh my gosh, 9.
No. No, that does not hit. Back to the top of the round, back to Serial. Oh no, hold on. Make a there is a rustling in the bushes to your left now. And
Another one appears.
charging out of the bush there is
A direwolf.
Bed.
a direwolf, exactly that. And it rolls and sinks its teeth into the flank of this this creature, and you it takes some damage, and then it's got to do a
Tobias Postlethwaite.
and the creature tries to bear it to the direwolf tries to bear it to the ground, but the creature shakes it off. Your direwolf is now fighting with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it because we've barely hit the fucker?
Because we're that shit.
Yeah, so you're like, right, you need reinforcements, guys.
Direwolf suddenly appeared, yeah.
Serial Gladriel, it's your turn.
I'm going to have another go with my ice knife.
Go for it. You've got quite a lot of friends in melee, though.
Yeah.
You're going to hit 3 of us.
Oh,
with
it's
that.
going to shatter everything. It's going to shatter everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, so
Okay. I won't do that.
Have you got anything that makes you do checks?
I'm going to do a
ice knife.
thunder wave again.
No, that hit everybody.
That'll hit everybody and possibly the cart.
No, they're out of the range of the cart.
Oh, okay.
Fairy fire. Can I do that?
Fairy fire. That would give everyone advantage that's already in combat with it, but it's advantage disadvantage, so it wouldn't do much in that case.
Okay. I won't do that.
Because
I don't like fairy fire.
it's already been flanked by Jax and Killian. So anyone in that combat has currently got disadvantage because it's flickering, but then advantage because it's flanked. So yeah, it's just a normal roll.
I'm gonna produce flame
Yeah, again. Okay, cool. Chuck it in.
and
Yeah.
do that, and I try and throw because I can do that and it not hit.
That's
That won't hit anyone. You just roll at disadvantage.
yeah, you can have a go. Try.
Or frostbite. Which one's better, frostbite or?
Frostbite, it just has to make a save, so it's rolling, whereas you have to roll to hit.
Yeah, so frostbite might be better because then I have to try and roll against it, and you're not at disadvantage.
Okay, do frostbite then.
Cool. So
Con is 13.
con
Use
13. Sorry.
Stop infecting my die.
It makes it without a struggle. 18 plus 3, 21. This creature is hardy.
No, it's not. We just haven't hit it.
Yeah, that's it. You just haven't hit it. Jax, it's your go.
There's 23 hit it.
It finally,
Yay!
you've got your bearings on this tentacles that are slashing in your face. Yes, you hit it, Jax.
I would like to ignite the. Oh shit! No, because the fire rune's on the mace, the maul, and I'm using a silly, stupid thing. So it is 8 damage with a hand axe.
Okay. Cool. Charlie. Charlie is going to try and make it do something that takes a save, so he's going to toll the did.
But it's injured now, so it takes more damage.
Yeah, so. Wisdom. And it fails that miserably, so it's 1d12 damage.
Oh yeah.
Because he's already slightly wounded. Takes a mighty 4 damage from Charlie's spell. Okay, it is now its go. It's going to do its kind of slashing out to the side type flicky arm thing, trying to get Jax. With its so Jax 16.
Hit.
Uh, 13.
Okay.
And then kills. Oh, God. This is Killian again with a 3. It's your go, Killian. This creature just can't seem to hit you.
Good.
But you also can't hit it. So
Excuse me. I got the first hit on it.
first blood.
I haven't hit it at all yet.
I got the.
Cereal. You're just standing there going, yeah. That's flying past it. You're like, for fuck's sake.
She's gonna start cursing our hands in a minute.
Swearing in Elvish, this kind of most elegant sounding blaspheme.
What's that?
6.
No. 9.
No, 9.
There's the 6. There's the 9.
Okay.
You didn't colour in the line on it. So that is 14.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that 6 of fire damage.
Cool. I'll let you roll for the direwolf since he's your buddy.
Okay, what can a direwolf do?
So it's just bad.
Bad.
But you need to roll and you get a +5 to your attack roll.
19 plus 5 is 24.
You hit.
And then a bite.
2d6 plus 3.
Is he not at disadvantage?
Well, the wolf.
Yeah.
The wolf's in melee with you.
They're all
Yeah,
in
the
melee
wolf-
apart from
The
me.
wolf bit it.
But who's it flanking with?
Either side of it. You're thinking, okay.
I'm big, so but if he's next to Killian, then he can still flank with me.
Yeah. So it'll be next to you. So just a normal roll.
Yeah, so there you go.
Because I'm 10 by 10 base.
Oh yeah. So he can be. Yeah, he can be. If he's next to Killian in the side of it, is he not flanking
Okay.
then?
Yeah, if it's Killian and the wolf next to each other, me on the other side, I basically am big enough to count for flanking with both.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking. So so that was 6, 11, 14. Okay. This creature's starting to look a little bit slower. Some blood falling from it. It's panting a bit. We're back to the top of the round with Serial Gladrinel. Come on, Serial.
I am going to do Ball of Flame.
Mm-hmm.
15.
15. And then you're at this.
Still 15. So I've got 19.
You hit! You hit! You finally hit. Right, roll your damage, please.
That's right. I'll explain it.
2.
You hit.
You hit it. It doesn't matter. So was that the direwolf's bite then?
Yeah, plus.
Yeah.
Yes, I did that. Yeah, cool. It is now Jackson's go.
Okay, I want to change my tack slightly. I would like to call a shot and try and chop off one of its tentacle thingies.
Okay, cool.
So I'm assuming that it's going to be a higher armor class, but
Yeah.
armor class 20.
Yeah, you get it.
For another 8 damage.
Okay, and as you slice through the air, it loses a tentacle, which kind of flaps off into the distance, into the sort of south, basically. It's flapping it. It howl. There's a kind of like a cat in pain type sound as it screeches. It is Charlie's go.
Oh, hang on, sorry. Bonus action, can I healing surge?
Yes, you can.
No.
So I heal.
Of course you can. Of course you can, Jackson. Do what you like.
That's fine.
We can only see your arm.
I know, but it's just the way this thing's set up.
It's so.
That's not healing. So second wind is what it's called.
Second wind.
I
Yeah.
have action surge and second wind. Yeah.
He was.
That's worse.
Charlie cuts his hands up in the air again, and yet again it passes its wisdom save with a natural 20. The creature attempts to bound away, so Killian and Jackson and the direwolf will get
Attacks of opportunity.
So this is a free attack outside your round. So I'm going to go in the order. So we're going to go Jax first.
21.
So 21, yeah.
6.
Okay.
I really want one of those biscuits.
They
They look nice.
A few kills. What are you going to do? Is trying to run away. Mm-hmm. Roll it again. Didn't land in the trait. 19 plus whatever, 5. Yeah, 24.
24.
Yeah, roll your damage, please.
Four.
Okay. And roll for your dire wolf.
Right. So that's that, yeah. Plus
Oh, so keep doing this. It's yeah, that plus 5.
8. So 9.
It absolutely misses.
Yeah.
So the creature bounds off in towards the forest from where it came out, howling with pain as it runs into the forest. It's just inside. It's up to you whether you pursue. Killian, it's your actual turn now.
Now you can do all your area effect stuff.
Now
Yeah.
a breath weapon. Is that what you're saying?
Now
Yeah.
you can do all of those things because we're not in target of it.
Nobody's in range anymore, so we can use the more stingy things. The breath weapon, thunder wave.
Yeah, anything that's terrible.
Okay, I will do breath weapon.
Okay, then please roll to hit.
It's a 10.
No,
con.
save.
It's a con save. Okay, it's got pretty good con. But let's see if it gets it.
But it's a save for half, isn't it?
It doesn't take half because it's got that avoidance.
Oh, it's got evasion. Oh no, that's only on Dex based saves.
No,
It's evasion.
this is called avoidance.
Oh, okay.
So if the displacer beast is subject to an effect that allows it to make a saving throw to take half damage instead, it takes no damage. It's pretty slinky. What was it? 10
Yeah.
versus con.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8. It don't make it.
Yes!
Go on.
Right.
Cover that in frozen chilliness.
9.
9 damage. Oh, it's on its limping last legs. And now you can send your direwolf after it if you wish to take it out.
Hell yeah!
Okay, so I'm going to let you have control. So it bounds after it into the darkness of the forest. So it's a +5, did I say? 8.
13.
You hit it.
And then what is it to bite it?
2d6 + 3.
13.
You kill you hear this yelp from the forest and this kind of cat-like sound, and you see your wolf. There's a wolf pounce, and there is no more sound from the forest. You are all out of initiative. Well done, everybody, just barely.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. What would you like to do? We'll just finish this up and then we'll probably end the game because it's getting late.
It's 11 o'clock.
I would like to find the tendril that I chopped off.
Oh, second set of tentacles. You've got a pair. You've got an eldritch one and now a displacer beast tentacle. Make an
What's the
investigation.
eldritch one? Is that the one I've got?
Yeah, you've got
Oh yeah, we're gonna have like a collection of 10.
14.
14. Yeah, wasn't far from you. So you managed to find where it had the momentum of its muscle spasms. It twitches slightly still on the ground, and the end of it is like an octopus's end part,
yeah.
but it's got like fronds in it. That's some sort of sensor. Quite sharp.
It's all right. I'm just sort of, when I'm like in Jack size, I'm just wondering, what a displacer beast hide belt would look like.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so that your wolf's off in the forest, Gills.
I'll go find my wolf and the creature, what's left of it.
You find it sort of just standing over the prey, with a mouthful of red meat.
You're gonna join in.
Just
Lick
it.
No. Is it like a meaty creature? Like
Imagine a panther with 6 legs and tentacles on its back.
like that?
Yeah, basically that.
Cool. So I'm gonna kind of carve a little bit of meat off of it,
Mm-hmm.
and
Lick it.
Shall I have a tentacle as well? Because that might be good, like fried. Yeah, I'll have a tentacle as well.
Hack a
So-
tentacle.
Calamari.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, make some
You now have
calamari.
a pair of tentacles, one eldritch one somewhere in your pack, surrounding a glowing crystal
Okay.
that is
Um,
slowly rotting.
What else shall I have off this thing? Is there anything else on it that I can have?
Think about a panther.
A foot.
Its teeth, its claws, its eye.
Okay, make a survival, see what you can get off of it. This is going to be more in depth. The tentacles came away quite easily. This is more gruesome and more in.
What am I doing?
Survival, please. Yeah. See what you can harvest. 17. You get.
So 18.
Yeah, you get 4 displacer teeth, a couple of incisors, a couple of molars, and 2 claws. Okay. Serial, are you going to do anything?
I'm not going to take any trophies because I barely touched the bloody thing.
Okay.
So I'm going to slink back onto the caravan and get the horses prepared to get on our way.
Charlie walks to the front of the caravan and is calling to the other horses, the ones that you guys got down off of, and beckoning them back. He gets the reins of them and he's holding them and leads them towards the back of the caravan where you guys are, and says, you come back out the forest, I'm presuming, or you having some time with your wolf?
Oh no, I just kind of look at it and turn around and walk away.
You hear from behind you hungrily munching.
I knew it was already like dripping,
Mhm.
so I was letting it have its meal.
And you return to the path, and Charles is standing there and hands you here, Julia, and hands yours to you, Jax.
As he hands me mine, I just hand him the tentacle, and I'm like, hold that a second, as I get up onto the.
Really, Killian? Must you keep getting these things? And it kind of flops in his hand like this. As he's shaking it. He's like, you might need to see somebody. And so he heads towards the front of the car. But before he leaves, he says, I suggest that maybe we stop and rest a while. We can't be far from the shadow place that the guy mentioned at the.
I was going to ask if we're close by to the caves.
Well, they're at the other the sort of the other woods on the other side of the path.
Yeah.
We need to get past this forest to get to there.
Can I do a perception to see if there's a suitable place to camp?
This place is probably as safe as any if you would like to, but you think you're going to have to watch out. You're going to have to be on watch. So you're going to camp here, or you're going to move on and try and find a place and camp, or what?
I think we move on for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say we need to get off the road as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this cave sounds like the best place to camp.
Mm-hmm.
He reckons that's a day travel, so we've probably got halfway into the night to get there.
That's it. Okay, so you all ride on. You're tired. You've had a whole day awake at this point. You ride into the night, and you travel along with no further incident at this speed that you're taking. You see the little turning off that leads to presumably the caves. You head down a small narrow track that leads slightly down into some more sort of craggy, rocky ground rather than the mud track that you've been traveling, which was parts of it were paved. This is all off-road and leads down a small crevasse, and then you see that sorry, Matt?
Didn't the merchant guy say they left the horses up the top and stuff?
There is part where the ground becomes too unstable for them to travel, but you see a well sort of walked path that leads onto some shale type cliff, and this is where you walk, and then you just see the drop of the cliff that drops down to the sea below. You imagine this is where he spoke of. You make your way down slightly further, and there are a set of caves that open back into the place, the remains of a fire and things like that.
Okay, so is everyone going to camp in there, and whoever's on watch stays up with the cart and horses?
Yeah.
I'll do the first watch because Serial only needs. Is this the right one where she only needs so many hours?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do first watch, and then because Serial only needs like a light sleep.
Yeah.
She can then take over. So I'll do that first.
And I'll do second watch
Yeah.
afterwards.
I've got
Yeah.
calamari to eat anyway, so I'll sit and
Having a barbecue calamari.
Okay, Jack.
Well, Jax is doing the opposite, and Jax is actually trying to skin his because he actually wants the skin to basically make into a belt.
So you sit around the campfire and start sort of fixing wounds and repairing bits and playing with the things that you gain from your beast. And Serial sits up in the cart, and you hear the wind blowing in from the sea. That salt air
I pull my
in your
pack of
lungs.
cards out that I've got with me.
You pull out your pack of cards, and Charles says, "How do you play?"
Right.
And that's where we shall end this session.